everyone, and welcome back to Dallas Cowboys coverage after a dominant win for Dallas against the Washington football team here at home. It was an incredible performance. I'd go to say maybe the best I've ever seen in my life watching the Cowboys. Dominance all the way around in all three phases. That's what I've been wanting to see every single phase of the ball, offense, defense, and special teams to really all put it together at the same time. And it happened. It happened Sunday night as the Cowboys embarrassed the Washington football team, winning 56-14. There's a lot I want to talk about, a lot I want to go over. All positive. I have no complaints. For the first time all year, there was pretty much nothing wrong with that performance. All three phases, it was just incredible. It was an amazing game, and I'm just going to break it down player by player, and so let's just get started. Dak Prescott, he's back. If you want to say he was in a slump, I'd agree with you. He, for the last couple weeks, really a month, he just hadn't looked the same, really, ever since coming back from that calf injury. He just didn't look like how he did earlier in the season. And it's just we were so used to dominant Dak Prescott, making all these throws, and and he was missing these throws during this, slump, if you want to say. He just wasn't as accurate. He was missing throws we know he should be making. Just didn't quite look right out there, and the offense suffered because of it. You could blame it on Kellen Moore, the wide receivers. Everyone was just a little bit off, not clicking the way we've seen them click just earlier in this season, and we know that they have the potential to do, and we saw it all on display this week. Amari Cooper talked about how he had been frustrated with the offense and his role in it. He had his game today, 85 yards, a touchdown. CeeDee Lamb had a lot of 3 drops last week. He just looked off. He hauled in some incredible grabs, even after taking shots by the football team, and they were delivering some big hits on our receivers. We saw Schultz shaken up. He also had a great game, 80-some yards, a touchdown. Luckily, he was okay. Looked like he just got the wind knocked out of him on that hit. A great game by him. Gallup also, I think, around 50-60 yards also. Just a great game. It was all the way around. The offensive line looked great, and even without Tyron Smith out there, they had a great performance as well. And Zeke and Pollard didn't fill up the stat sheet, but Zeke looked as explosive as we've seen in a while. He had 2 touchdowns. Pollard as well, had some good runs. Not the biggest running game stat-wise, but if you watch the game, it looked good. And that was the whole thing. Nearly all of the offensive stats came in the first half. They were on pace for 84 yards and 8 touchdowns. It was just an incredible game, and they didn't even play the second half. Dak was gone in the third quarter, and even throughout the third quarter, he hardly threw the ball. It was just clock management, controlling the game, and Washington had no answers. They were getting in fights with their own team. They just were lost out there, and so the Cowboys just completely dominate in every facet. Let's go to the defense. DeMarcus Lawrence, I wanted to give him my player of the game, and I'll give him my defensive one. But Dak Prescott has to have player of the game. Just incredible comeback performance. Got the offense back on track finally. But DeMarcus Lawrence, man, I think both of them. I think Dak will win NFC Offensive Player of the Week. I think DeMarcus Lawrence will win NFC Defensive Player of the Week. And even some guys could have win special teams. We'll talk about that later. But DeMarcus Lawrence, a sack, tackle for loss, multiple QB hits, the interception, pick 6, touchdown. Incredible run. His speed's going up in Madden, if you follow that. After that run, hitting, 16 miles an hour, the defensive lineman just calling it down the field for that touchdown. An incredible play by DeMarcus Lawrence. One of the best runs we've seen all year by a big guy like that. Chuking, getting through traffic, hopping over Heineke when he tried to take out his legs. Incredible run back for the touchdown. Micah Parsons, he had a sack too. He's up to 13 on the year. Curse looked great as always. Casey, the secondary looked really good. Even short Jourdan Lewis, Anthony Brown filled in excellently at the slot cornerback spot. And Kelvin Joseph allowed only 1 catch for -2 yards. He had a game, and I was really curious of what he could bring to the table. And we saw him on display last night. He allowed nothing, negative yards. He was absolutely incredible and looks to be a cornerstone and a future piece of this defense too. He might not quite get the time a lot of people want him to, because Anthony Brown has been playing well, but just an undeniably great game by Kelvin Joseph. Travon Diggs too, he started it off, his 11th interception, and he went up there and got it. He looked like the wide receiver on that play. He has owned Terry McLaurin, only allowing one catch against him in 2 games, and that was not for very many yards. Trevon Diggs, you can say that he's not, the best, obviously, when it comes to coverage in terms of allowing yards. He allows, I think, the most in the NFL. But just a true ball hawk, 11 interceptions, I think around almost 20 pass breakups around at this point. He is absolutely incredible, a Pro Bowl starter. And I'll go into that in a little bit too, in the Cowboys Pro Bowl selections. We'll see if I do it. Maybe I'll make another video on that. We'll see. But Trevon Diggs improved, I think, as the season has gone on in coverage. He shut down McLaurin. And that's really going to be the next step for him. Not just the interceptions, but truly becoming a shutdown cornerback, taking away the other team's number 1 wide receiver. And he did that for the most part tonight. And he has continued to get better every single week. Just continuing Basham, I think, had a sack. Armstrong, good pressure. Just the true depth, they spoke about it on Sunday night, that this defense has, defensive on the line. Just, they can rotate guys. Chris Collins was talking about it, keeping them fresh. And DeMarcus Lawrence, Randy Gregory, he had a great game too. And Micah Parsons, it's just an unstoppable trio. Parsons said they were pride now, not just single lines. And that's what they are. This defense has regained just so much respect around the league. I'd argue a top 5 unit. The offense looked like the number 1 unit last night, them and the Bengals, after Joe Burrow's incredible performance. Special teams too. Greg missed, I think he was good. Yeah, I don't think he had any misses. Anger, as always, he made the Pro Bowl too. And then Corey Clement, an incredible block, just swatted that down. Golston picked it up, made it look so easy. Another touchdown there. Special teams, incredible, just by the Cowboys. They won me both of my fantasy games because of their defense. Absolutely incredible. 3 punt blocks now, special teams, like I've been saying, all 3 phases, offense, defense, and special teams, has the potential to be top 5. And today they were all top 5. And if they can continue to be that, if they can be top 5 units in all 3 phases, that's a Super Bowl team. Unquestionably. This defense, the way they're playing, that's a defense that can win a championship. This offense, this is an offense that can carry us to the Super Bowl. And special teams, it's just the cherry on top. Incredible game. The Cowboys finally put it together. They could have put up 80 points if they wanted to. But they stopped after a half. Malik Turner, I want to give him a shout out too. Him and Cooper Rush on that final drive. What an effort, Turner. I was afraid for a minute he wasn't going to get that first down. Instead, he went for 66 yards. I think he's another underrated piece. So deep. Cedric Wilson, Noah Brown when he gets back. Blake Jarwin, also an injury update with him. He's expected to be back soon. And one more, Tyron Smith is expected to be back next week against the Cardinals. This team still isn't full. I mean, Tyron Smith, Blake Jarwin, Noah Brown, those are pieces. And when they're all healthy, when this team is fully complete, which they are looking to be, this team is scary. They're the 2nd seed now in the NFC. They keep that up with this win. They have a huge game against the Cardinals team who has been struggling as of late. If the Cowboys can take care of business there, take down Arizona, they can almost solidify that 2nd seed. And if the Packers can somehow lose one of these last 2, they even have a shot at that number 1 seed. But if they can get number 2, they can get home field advantage in at least 2 games. That would just be awesome for Dallas. And, I don't want the 4th seed because I don't want to play the Cardinals. I don't want to play the Rams in the first round. If we can keep this up and play the Eagles or the Saints, that's a really, really favorable matchup. And the Cowboys, they are rolling. The Cardinals, they're stumbling. The Cowboys can't let their guard down. They got to take advantage and truly assert their dominance. Win against a strong opponent, a playoff caliber team. Really looked like the best team in the league for most of the season. They're not in their best position. We are. We got to take advantage, got to go in there and win this game. Cowboys also clinch not only the playoffs but the division before they even played. But the NFC East is ours finally once again for the first time since 2018. Just an incredible season it's been. So many expectations have just been blown away. The defense has been so much better than any of us could have ever imagined. The offense is finally clicking again. The special teams unit has really been good. It's been an incredible year so far, and the Cowboys, they just got to finish it off, and they've got to take it into the playoffs. This is, just such an incredible opportunity. The coaching staff, one of the best we've had in a long time. Micah McCarthy, Dan Quinn, incredible on defense. Kellen Moore, when he's clicking, one of the best offensive coordinators in the entire league. This team is clicking right now, and if they can continue this into the playoffs, the Super Bowl is not out of the question, and it should not be. This is a Super Bowl team if they play like they did. If they play, they don't even have to play fully how they did. If they can capture like 3/4 of how they did, that is an incredibly dangerous football team that we saw. I can say that was the most dominant performance I have ever seen in my life watching the Dallas Cowboys. Absolutely incredible, and I just can't wait to see what they can do against a tougher Cardinals team and what they can go accomplish into these playoffs. So comment the score for me if you want to with the Cardinals game. Let me know if you think the Cowboys can get the win. I think they can. They are rolling, and they just got to keep it going. Thanks again for watching. Feel free to comment, subscribe, like if you enjoyed the video. And right before I go, I do want to talk about the Pro Bowlers. And so Dak Prescott, Ezekiel Elliott, wide receivers, they weren't on that list. It's really just a lot of talent in the NFC. Look for them as possible Pro Bowl alternates, though, depending on what happens with the other guys. So just some honorable mentions there, as well as Randy Gregory is officially a Pro Bowl alternate. So we'll see if maybe he can get his nod as well. But for the guys that made it, Micah Parsons, he'll be a Pro Bowl starter in his rookie season. It's been an incredible year for him. Travon Diggs got his 11th interception. He'll also be a Pro Bowl starter. Bryan, the punter, nice for him. He's had his best year of his career, averaging 48 yards a punt. He'll be a Pro Bowl starter. Zack, he has made the Pro Bowl every single year in his career except last year because of the injury. But he's back in there again, a Pro Bowl starter for him as well. And Tyron Smith, for the 8th time in his Hall of Fame career, he is back in the Pro Bowl. So 5 selections to start it off. We'll see if any other guys can sneak in as alternates. But it's been a great year. I know that my hope is that I love the selections, but I hope none of them play in the Pro Bowl. I hope that we're in the bigger game, the bigger bowl, if you know what I'm talking about, the Super Bowl. So this team has Super Bowl aspirations. They have the tools, they have the team, they have the talent to make it happen. This team is very, very good, one of the best I've seen in a long, long time. And I hope that they can keep this rolling, they can keep this going, and they can be a threat. One more quick thing I want to talk about the COVID updates. A lot of practice squad guys went on the COVID list this week. JaQuan Hardy's on there. Not a lot of big players, but Malik Hooker and Jourdan are on there in the secondary, as well as defensive tackle Trysten. Look for them to get reactivated this week, and just hoping that we don't have any more cases, especially with all the rising cases in not just the NFL, but across all the sports and across all of the U.S. and all the world right now. So I just hope this team can stay healthy. Hopefully just stay healthy. And Francis Bernard, that was one more I wanted to mention. He also tested positive after the game last night. Hoping this team can stay healthy. Hopefully this team can keep this rolling. They are so good. They're in such a good position, especially after last night. It's an incredible team we have, and I just hope that they can continue this into the playoffs. And if they do, watch out for this team down the stretch. This is a Super Bowl caliber team. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.